Pepper people, we've got some breaking news. Philips Respironics has agreed to a consent decree, meaning they will stop selling PAP devices as well as some sleep diagnostic devices in the United States. What's this? What's a consent decree? I had to look it up. Basically, it means that the FDA and Philips have come to an agreement where Philips just doesn't accept any guilt or liability for their faulty machines with cancer foam or their exploding, flaming electrical fire machines. Instead, they just go, we'll just stop selling them. In other words, if you've murdered someone, you can do a consent decree and say, no guilt, no liability. I'll just stop killing people in the future. Now, I'll get to more of that in just a second, but this took me down a little bit of a rabbit hole. There's a couple senators or congressmen, I can't remember who they are, but they are now going at the FDA because of their gross negligence in this whole Philips Respironics debacle. The FDA is saying, Philips Respironics, you guys have inadequate testing. But then Philips Respironics is saying, yeah, FDA, but you had those tests and knew what testing was being done when you approved the devices for use in the United States. And then the FDA is like, oh yeah, well, who's got the authority here? And then the senators or Congress people, whoever the hell they are, said, oh yeah, well, we actually have all the power. So now what you gonna do? And here's exactly what's gonna happen. FDA, you guys have been so bad with your gross negligence and oversight, approving things that shouldn't be approved in all aspects of the FDA and everything in all of your scope. And here's what's gonna happen. We're taking you out. Oh no, please don't take us out. No, we're taking you out now. And what we're gonna do is we're gonna get rid of your entire department. Oh no, please don't do that. That's right, now there's no more Food and Drug Administration. Now we are starting up a new Food and Drug Association. Hey, do you have a job? No, I don't, you just fired me. Well, you're perfect for the job, tons of experience, you're hired. You're the new head of the Food and Drug Association. Guys, there's no accountability. Let's be totally honest. This is all bull. Back to the article. They are going to stop selling machines in the United States. I don't know how long. This hasn't been finalized. A judge needs to actually sign off on it, because they're getting away with everything. Really, this article by the Associated Press, it really just sums up what we already knew. It's adding a new layer to it. They're going to stop selling stuff. Are they going to still continue selling masks? Absolutely. You know what, guys? At this point, we're probably all like, Philips Respironics is dead? Yeah, screw them. But you know what? I'm not feeling like that at all. But I actually have somewhat of a soft spot for Philips Respironics. I remember them when they were just Respironics. It was a small company. I mean, they still had a major market share, but it was a smaller company before they were acquired by Philips. In my opinion, at the time, they had the best machines for sure. Their masks, they were starting to improve them, and they were coming out with some diagnostic equipment that was really pretty good. So some of that, they have the Alice 6. Now, we used the Alice, I think it was Alice 5 when I used to work for Stanford. So I kind of liked it then. It was like a very simple to use program. It didn't have a lot of bells and whistles. It just worked. It was good. They're getting rid of that. All Alice products. Now they also have the Alice Night one. I've never really used that. It's kind of crap. It's like a type 3 home sleep testing. So get out of here with that. They're getting rid of the Alice PDX. Now I used to use the Alice PDX, and I'm gonna call bull crap on some of this, but I used to use the Alice PDX for my home sleep diagnostic testing company. Now what's funny is on here they have Alice PDX sales discontinuation September of 2023, as well as shipping discontinuation of October 2023. That's bullcrap. And the reason I say that's bullcrap is I was trying to order some from April of last year all the way up until July 2023 when they canceled my order saying that we can't get no parts. So they actually discontinued it well before that. The other thing that's crap is the end of service where they say they'll send you new parts and things October 1st of 2028. I call bull crap on that too because I said, hey, can I get some spare parts for this thing? And they said, nah, we're done. So I don't know how much we can take this as being truthful because I think they're full of crap. But again, I still have a soft spot in my heart for them. So anyway, the Alice PDX was cutting edge at the time. I use something else that's way better now. DreamStation Go. DreamStation Go, if you ask me what is the best travel machine, I mean, besides the cancer foam, if we can just get over that was like by far the best. It was actually really small. It didn't have a massive power supply that came along with it. It was a phenomenal machine, and it was fully data capable. DreamStation Go was great, but I guess if you don't want cancer in your lungs. And then they have things like the night balance. It's just really a positional aid. Yawn. You could get a big pillow for your back and stay off your back. That kind of throws off that technology. Now the other thing is the Omni Lab Advanced. We use these for diagnostics in the lab. You just sit in your control room, hit a couple buttons, increase the pressure, totally change the mode, do everything remotely with the OmniLab. It was really easy to change pressures in the patient's room, like while they're trying it on. You're like, okay, can you handle this? A little too high. You may add this and boop, 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 boop. You didn't have to do it remotely. Phenomenal machine for clinical use. And then they have tons of things such as the Trilogy and other ventilators that are used in the hospital setting. Hospitals are about to have a major expense in all these new ventilators that they're about to have to purchase. You know what? I take that back. Do I have a soft spot for Philips Respironics? You know what? I have to actually reconsider. Am I actually sad about Philips Respironics pretty much dying? This is basically a death blow for him. You know what this takes me back to when I was in middle school, transitioning into high school. I had a friend there. He was like my best friend. I loved him. Everything about him was awesome. And then he started doing crack. Crack is never a good thing. I don't actually think it was crack. It was something else. Started making some, we'll just say some really bad choices. And you just have to decide, am I going to stick with this guy or am I going to separate? Even though I love him to death, am I going to separate myself, just wish them farewell, and go about your way in a more positive direction? I think that's really what we have to do. There's going to be a major void there. So hopefully some of the other machine manufacturers will come in and fill that void. You know, Luna might be the one. Lewenstein, if they start to actually sell these in the United States, that would be great. I hear they're very quality devices. I've never tried them. That's all I've got for you. If you guys want to go check out cpapsupplies.com, I'm sure you can score a sweet deal on some Philips Respironics masks right now. Maybe, I don't know. Remember to use discount code WOWLankyWOW. This is only good for the rest of January. We're gonna have a new one in February. Can I say if it's gonna be better or worse? I can't say. I'm just saying I would really hop on this one in the next couple days before February hits. WOWLankyWOW. Save 25% off all masks, all accessories that you get. Remember, cpapsupplies.com. Grab that new mask that you've been dying to try. It always helps to have a few in the rotation. I personally have 3. Anyway, cpapsupplies.com. Guys, let me know what you think of this video. Comment section. And thanks for watching. Bye. Clean your stinky mask with some Mask Bright, available at Amazon. Thank you to all watching, but an extra thick thanks, buddy, to Doug Toombs, Jason Georgiades, Patricia Espelong, Starvesh Joshi, Stuart Hetherington, Mona Swearingen, Chungchu Chen, Edward Steiner, Deborah Permute, and Shannon Kerr, and another slightly less thick thanks, buddy, to all the other YouTube members, Patreon supporters, and other stuff. You know, a lot of Philips Respironics sales tactics in the past have been sort of sketchy. I remember when the Amara came out, the mask that is like the ender of all skin on noses. If you're a person that wanted a giant divot of skin taken off here down to the bone, the Philips Respironics Amara mask was for you. And I remember them saying like, well, I don't understand this. Everyone likes it. Everyone loves this mask. And we're using it in the lab on tons of people, and everyone's like, yeah, this hurts my nose. After one night, it looks like someone took a hatchet to my nose. Well, yeah, that looks pretty bad. Philips Respironics is like, yeah, everyone is crazy. Everyone loved these masks. But here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna shorten the arm, so it brought it down, which pulled it away from the top. So they call it like the short arm. I can't remember what they called it, but it was some cheese. They just literally shrunk the forehead spacer down so that it was lower and pushed it out farther. So then, same thing was still happening. It really was the cushion was made out of brick. So you have this still that's happening, and they're like, I remember our sales rep, and he was like, turn into the head of the whole territory. I don't understand. We tested it on everyone we tested on loved it. And I'm like, well, who'd you test it on? And they're like, oh, we had a number of like 50 people. I'm like, 50 people? Well, where'd you get these 50 people? Oh, they all work for Philips Respironics. I can't imagine any of those employees would be afraid to tell their boss, hey, this mask that we've been researching and developing, yeah, it sucks. Let's start over.